Do you feel your head always heavy? Sleepless from overthinking, eyes open, and you're already sucked into bad news, dragged all day by comparison, expectations, and other people's words? Like living in a room full of trash, the more you clean with shopping and scrolling, the messier it gets. The hardest truth: when you're tangled inside, life outside can't be calm. Detox your mind isn't a slogan. It's action. Review your expectations. Name your emotions. Forgive. Set boundaries. Meditate daily so the noise settles and peace returns. If you're ready to drop one toxic thought today, to start cleaning your mind right now, comment 1. Have you ever woken up with your heart racing? For no clear reason, eyes open and you tumble into bad news, comparison, and old insult, then carry a stone on your chest all day? Hard truth: that exhaustion doesn't come from the world. It comes from the trash room in your head. Unspoken expectations, suppressed emotions, the same thoughts looping 60,000 times like a rut. Stop. Breathe deep. Look straight when others don't. Praise you and it hurts, that's expectation speaking. When you see someone ahead and tighten up, that's comparison growing. When doom scrolling leaves you angry, that's information toxins flowing. In Detox Your Mind isn't a fancy ritual. It's a deep clean. Examine thought habits, name your feelings, set boundaries with social media, and take a few minutes to meditate so the inner noise quiets. You can't clean a room by bringing in more stuff. You need to remove. If you're ready to throw out your first toxic thought today, choose now. Comment 1 to begin or 0 to keep everything as is. Choose. That's the first step toward peace. You can put makeup on a bad day, but you can't hide a chaotic inner life. What you see, stalled work, tense relationships, broken sleep, is a copy of what's spinning inside. A strong truth: your inner world shapes your outer world. When your mind is full of fear, every signal reads like a threat. When your heart is packed with expectations, every silence feels like an insult. It's not that someone made you hurt. The story you tell is the blade. Where to start? Self-reflection. Ask directly, what am I expecting from others that I haven't said out loud? What thought am I repeating that makes me shrink? Was that event truly terrible, or is it the story I tell about it? Write 3 lines: the event, raw; the emotion, honest; the story you're telling, possibly wrong. Then change the story. From "they disrespect me" to "I need clearer boundaries." From "I'm not good enough" to "I'm learning." You can't change your life without changing how you think about life. Clean inside, outside will follow. Call to action. Pause the video for 60 seconds. Write 1 event, 1 emotion, 1 story you're telling. Then rewrite the story into a version that gives you peace and action. When done, comment "changed" to commit with me. You don't collapse because of 1 insult. You collapse because of the whisper you tell yourself after it: I'm not enough. That's the deepest pain. Remember part 1. Your mental room is crowded with trash. Part 2. We separated event, emotion, story. Now face the quiet poisoner: expectation. No one praises you, you hurt. Not because they're wrong, but because the expectation "I must be recognized" has you by the throat. You scroll and see someone better. Your chest tightens. Not because they're better, but because the story "I'm inferior" has framed you. When the inside is tangled, the outside breaks. You've seen the rule. So do a deeper detox. Ask freeing, ruthless questions. If I didn't expect praise, what would I do differently today? If I dropped the story "I'm less," how would I act? If I look only at the raw event, how much does my emotion soften? Breathe deep for 5 counts. Close your eyes for 60 seconds. Picture yourself carrying trash bags labeled "must be praised," "must be like them," "must be perfect," and throwing them out the door. Your chest feels lighter. That's the room clearing out. In part 1, you chose 1 to begin. In part 2, you changed the story. Now write down 1 expectation that hurts you most and 1 small action you will take, without needing anyone's approval. When you finish, whisper, "I am enough for this journey." It's not work that's killing you, it's that you can't flip the switch in your head. You toss at night, turn on your phone to oceans of bad news, spend the day in relentless comparison. That's the pain of inner noise. You started to clear the trash and rewrite your story. But 1 stubborn layer remains: the nonstop thought stream. The cure isn't fancy meditation. Sit still 5-10 minutes, spine tall, eyes gently closed, hands on your belly. Inhale 4 counts, hold 2, exhale 6, count softly: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When the mind runs off, don't scold it. Just say return, then return to breath. At first, the chaos feels louder because it's the first time you're listening closely. Stay with it for a few days. The waves will thin out, and in that open space, you'll start to see which craving is steering you, which story is inflating your fear. Treat meditation like a big broom. Each breath sweeps away expectations, pushes out perfectionism, and gives you room to choose. Choose silence over scrolling, presence over performing, raw truth over mistranslating reality. If the noise is the issue, start tonight. 10 quiet minutes of breathing before sleep. Tomorrow morning, return to breath before you return to your screen. Watch. As the inside calms, the outside begins to settle too. It's not memory that drains you. It's clutching it every day. Each replay pours more trash into your mental room. Envy, anger, regret. These toxins steal your sleep and warp how you see others and yourself. The exit begins with forgiveness. Forgive others, not to say they were right, but to free your heart from the prison of memory. Forgive yourself. Mistakes are tuition. Once paid, stop paying again with self-punishment. Do it now, short and deep. Write the name of a person or situation that tightens your chest. Note the real feelings: anger, shame, hurt. Write the releasing line: I choose peace over right wrong. Breathe 4, hold 2, exhale 6 for 3 rounds. Imagine the rope around you falling away. Tear the paper or fold it. Place it away from your bed. Add daily antitoxins. Name 3 gratitudes each morning to switch your brain from lack to enough. Limit comparison. Cut by 50% the time you view accounts that make you feel less. Self-talk, swap. I'm terrible for I'm learning. Healthy borders, say no to invites that drain your energy. You deserve deep sleep and a lighter day, not a courtroom on repeat in your head. Do the 5-minute forgiveness tonight, then come back and comment lighter to mark your commitment. When the heart drops a stone, the mind finally has space for light to enter. How many times have you said yes while your heart screamed, don't? Every forced yes is a cut in your blanket of peace, slowly tearing without you noticing. You're not only tired from too much work, you're tired from blurry boundaries, fear of upsetting others, fear of being left out, fear of looking bad. When your calendar fills with what isn't yours, your mind is overloaded even when you're sitting still. The solution isn't flashy, disciplined no's. 3 steps you can use today. Filter the why. Does this feed or drain my energy? If it drains, is it truly mandatory? Polite, clear script: thank you for asking. I can't take on more right now to protect quality and health. Pre-blocked calendar. Reserve care for me blocks. Meditation, movement, reading. Empty time will always be filled. Pre-blocking protects what matters. Remind yourself when you hesitate. I'm not rejecting people. I'm rejecting overload. You don't owe anyone your burnout. You owe yourself full presence. 5-minute exercise. List 3 things you do only because you fear disappointing others. Cross out 1 and replace it with 1 nourishing act. Sleep early, walk, call family, 10-minute meditation. Then read softly. Not everything urgent is important. If these words touch your tired spot, choose again today. You deserve a life schedule with room to breathe. If night is when worry writes the script, then morning is when you take the pen back. A right start can save your whole day from sliding downhill. We've cleared the mental clutter, rewritten the story, quieted down with meditation, practiced forgiveness, and built boundaries for peace. Now comes the closing loop, a morning ritual that anchors these changes into habit. Detox. Morning. 15 minutes. 1 minute of silence. Sit tall, 1 hand over your heart, whisper, today I choose lightness. 3 rounds of 4 to 2, 6 breathing. Inhale 4, hold 2, exhale 6 to switch off the alarm mode. 3 lines of journaling. The event I'm worried about. The feeling I have. The story I'll choose. Calm, capable. 3 gratitudes. Tiny is fine. A decent sleep, a sunbeam, a check-in text. 2 minutes of boundary visualization. See yourself saying a gentle no to what drains you. 1 body-mind action. 10 stretches, a warm glass of water, or a short meditation. Most important, meet yourself before the screen. When your inner space speaks first, the outer world has less control. A kind morning multiplies clarity. A rushed morning multiplies chaos. Try it tomorrow. Set your alarm 15 minutes earlier so your mind can bathe clean before life rushes in. Then notice. When you start with quiet and gratitude, even hard tasks breathe easier. Small dawn rituals don't just wake up your body. They reset the frequency of your day. When your breath slows, your inner story softens. When you're grateful for the smallest things, your brain stops hunting for faults to prosecute the world. From that starting line, clarity spreads into your next choices. You read emails differently, hear comments differently, and stop letting tiny bumps turn into storms. But that clear rhythm is fragile. A few minutes lost in headlines, comparisons, and endless pings will yank your frequency down. It's not weak willpower. It's your brain facing an ocean of stimuli designed to keep you hooked. So to keep your morning calm from evaporating like mist, you need a new layer of protection. Lower the noise from screens, info, and conversations that thicken your mind. Once you've tidied the inside and set your morning frequency, the next step unfolds naturally. Lighten your inputs. With less noise, you can hear your own voice. And when you can hear it, short notes on thoughts and feelings, seemingly small, turn into a map for the day. If your brain is the battery, the screen is the background app. Quiet, but draining. You're not tired from one message. You're exhausted from 1,000 crumbs stealing every minute. Your morning frequency is set, and then a few scrolls make it collapse. Not because you're weak, because your nervous system is being pinged nonstop by notifications, comparison, and stories that aren't yours. The exit isn't iron will. It's redesigning your digital environment. 3 core rules. Screen-free window. First 30 minutes after waking and last 60 minutes before sleep. Let your mind breathe. Information diet. Follow only nourishing sources, learning, inspiration, craft. Unfollow, mute anything that makes you shrink or compare. One stream, one task, close extra tabs, kill push notifications. Pick one task, set a 25-minute timer, don't app hop. Treat each notification like a microtoxin, small but cumulative. When the noise drops, something strange happens, your inner voice gets audible. From that quiet, quick notes on thoughts and feelings, tiny as they seem, redraw your day's map. What you think, what you feel, how you want to live. Reducing noise isn't escaping life. It's returning to life without losing yourself. When the outside hushes, the inside finds room for peace to grow. Ever felt like crying and didn't know why? When the digital roar dims, space appears, and your long silent heart finally speaks. Don't let it drift away. Write it so your heart can breathe. After you lower screen noise, you'll hear the background thought stream more clearly. Thought journaling is the pressure valve. Move the swirl in your head onto the page so your brain has room to recover. How to keep journaling from becoming a pit of complaints. 3 clean lines. 1. Raw event. 2. True feeling. 3. The story you're telling. 1. Reframe. Ask, what story gives me peace and keeps me moving? Write that new line right below. Name the feeling, sad, hurt, angry, ashamed. Naming reduces its power. Short sessions. 5-10 minutes, enough to release, not wallow. The odd thing you'll see. When words pull feelings into the light, you stop feeling lost. Old scratches show up, toxic whispers get caught, and a calmer path opens right in the middle of your day. Journaling doesn't erase problems. It puts them in the right place, on paper, not on your chest. From here, 2 final pieces lock in. Gratitude to switch the brain from lack to enough, and emotional release so your heart stops bracing. To keep your flow tidy and not turn into a complaint nest, use this template. T-3-1. Template, 5-8 minutes. 3 event sentences, raw. Describe what happened, no judgment. 3 feeling words, clear, e.g. anxious, left out, angry, ashamed, grateful. 1 empowering story. Rewrite the lens that gives you calm and agency. Example. Event. Email reply is slow. Feelings. Frustrated, worried about being judged, impatient. Old story. They don't respect me. New story. Info might be missing. I'll send a 5-line recap and propose a deadline. Golden rules. Labels create distance. I'm having anger is different from I am an angry person. Put the pen down when your chest is 20% lighter. Not all gone, just less tight. Time box it. 5-10 minutes, then close the notebook. Avoid endless digging. 2-second reset. Midday overload. Hand on heart, 1 round of 4-2-6 breathing. Write one event, one feeling, one tiny action for the next 10 minutes. Return to your chosen task. No social apps. Weekly wrap, 10 minutes. Which feeling showed up most? Which triggers repeated? Which new story calmed you the most? One boundary to strengthen next week. When words put your heart in the right place, your brain gets room to breathe. From that space, gratitude and emotional release step in naturally, sealing the everyday detox loop in your life. Sometimes you're not tired from work. You're tired because your heart is bracing around things you've never said. And when the mind is stuck on a scarcity channel, everything feels heavy. 2 keys will change that frequency: gratitude and emotional release. Gratitude, the switch from scarce, enough. The brain is wired to hunt for threats. If you don't guide it, it magnifies what's missing. Gratitude isn't sugarcoating reality. It's training your brain to see the whole picture. A lean practice: each morning or before dinner, write 3 specific things. The smaller, the better. Sunlight on the curtain, the cashier's smile, a warm glass of water. Use the 3-3-3 rule. 3 things from today, 3 reasons they matter, 3 body sensations as you think of them. Warm chest, soft shoulders, a long exhale. When gratitude includes the body, it becomes an experience, not just words. Emotional release. Let it pass through. Don't bottle it up. Repressed feelings don't disappear. They leak into your sleep: a sharp comment, a stiff neck. Try this 7-minute ritual. Safe space. Silence your phone. Sit with your back against a wall, one hand on chest or belly. Name it. I'm having anger, shame, hurt. Naming creates distance. Breathe 4-2-6 for 3 rounds to switch off threat mode. Speak to your inner child. I see you. You're safe here. Gentle outlet. Shake your shoulders for 30 seconds, exhale with a long hum, or let tears come if they do. One-line reframe. What I need now is 10 minutes of rest, a clear email, a boundary. Close with touch. Rub your chest for 20 seconds and whisper, "It's done." When gratitude changes the channel, your brain stops hunting for faults. When feelings move through, your heart stops standing guard. Paired with 3-line journaling, these 2 shifts lock in. Words put problems on the page. Gratitude tunes the brain to enough. Release returns the heart to a steady rhythm. You'll notice old triggers don't launch you as easily. The inner noise turns down, making room for a steadier quiet. From here, the next path opens naturally. Acceptance, meeting reality as firm ground for wise action. Not to surrender, but to see clearly and choose well. Have you ever felt your throat tighten and had no name for why? When digital noise softens, space appears, and old sadness asks to be heard. Don't let it spin in your head. Set it down on the page. Journaling isn't complaining. It's a pressure valve for the brain. Use a tight 5-minute 3-line formula: event, raw. Describe what happened, no judging. Feeling, real. Name it: hurt, angry, ashamed, lonely. Naming creates distance. New story, empowering. A lens that brings calm and action. Example: slow email reply, anxious, annoyed, afraid of being judged. I'll send a 5-line summary and propose a deadline. When words anchor feelings to paper, your brain gets room to breathe and your heart can stop standing guard. Keep the page from becoming a black hole. Time box, 5 to 10 minutes. When your chest is 20% lighter, close the notebook. Write with your body. Keep 4-2-6 breathing. Notice chest, shoulders, belly. End with one next tiny step. One action you'll take in the next 10 minutes. At day's end, add 2 questions. Which feeling showed up most? And what trigger repeated? Within days, you'll see patterns. Who, what activates you, and which toxic story keeps returning. Then boundaries, noise reduction, gratitude, and release start fitting together like gears. You don't need to write beautifully. You need to be honest. Each page is a small, precise clean-out of mental trash. As your inner world is witnessed, the noise naturally lowers, and in that quiet, your own kind voice returns. You're not burnt out from a single bad day. You're burnt out from a heart holding unspoken weight and a brain stuck on scarcity. To live lighter, flip 2 switches: gratitude and emotional release. Gratitude by the switch from scarce, enough. The brain leans toward threat, so untrained it sees only loss. Gratitude isn't pink paint. It's training to see the whole. Each morning, evening, write 3 specifics: sun on the curtain, a warm glass of water, a caring text. Add 3 reasons they matter and 3 body sensations: warm chest, looser shoulders, deeper breath. When gratitude meets sensation, it becomes lived, not just written. Emotional release and let it pass. Can it bottled feelings seep into sleep, snaps, neck pain. A 7-minute ritual, safe space, phone off, supported back. Name clearly, I'm having anger, sadness, shame, hurt. 3 rounds of 4-2-6 to exit alarm mode. Soothe the inner child. I see you. You're safe. Gentle vent, shoulder shake 30s, long hum, or tears if they come. 1 line need, right now I need. 10 rest, clonk clear email, clonk boundary. Close with touch. Chest rub 20s. Whisper done. When both switches click, 3-line journaling puts the problem on paper, not on your chest. Gratitude tunes the brain to enough, less fault-finding. Release restores a normal heart rhythm. You'll find the same events make smaller waves. The same words sting less. The new quiet isn't fragile, it's elastic because you feed it daily. From that lighter base, the next step is clear. Acceptance as solid ground. Not to endure blindly, but to see right and act right. You don't hurt because of reality. You hurt because of the thought that reality should be different. When your heart stops wrestling the should, energy returns to what is, and that's real strength. We've switched the channel with gratitude and opened the valve for feelings to move. Next step, stand on the ground of reality. Acceptance isn't giving up. It's untying yourself from what you can't control so your hands are free to do what you can. 3 frames for active acceptance. Control circles. Is this in I can do, I can influence, I can't control? Pour effort into the first. Soften expectations in the second. Drop the illusion of power in the third event story. Repeat. The event is. Raw, the story I tell is. Maybe wrong. What new story helps me act with care? Body as compass, tight shoulders, clenched jaw, hard chest, resisting reality. Do 3 rounds of 4-2-6, release shoulders, let the body nod to what is. Acceptance unlocks calm. Calm unlocks clarity. Then you hear real needs. Rest, boundaries, specific info, instead of rushing to prove or control others. Words get softer, meetings less combative, problems start to show handles. Simple anchors for wobbly moments. I don't like this, and it's happening. The next thing in my control is a clear email, a 10-minute break, reset expectations, peace first, solutions after. When you stand on reality, excess becomes obvious, clutter, draining habits, even relationships that thicken your mind. That's the door to the next step. Simplify, so each day isn't a battle to keep up appearances, but a clearer rhythm with room to breathe. You may not need another tip. You may need to remove one thing today. An unused item. A conversation that empties you. A habit that keeps you up till 2 a.m. When you subtract, the heart gets space. After learning to see reality, simplify your life, not for pretty photos, but for a quiet mind. Everything you keep charges rent, time, energy, attention. When your mind pays too much, peace leaves. Look around. What does the bursting closet say about your fear of not enough? What does the packed calendar say about not valuable enough? What do repeated chats with someone who makes you shrink say about boundaries not set? Simplifying isn't just tossing stuff. It's freeing yourself from what no longer serves you. 3 layers to lighten. Things. Tidy. Pick 10 items unused for 6 months. Donate, sell, or toss. Physical space invites mental space. Tasks. Clear, cut the 20% that causes 80% of stress. Not everything urgent is important. People, healthy. Fewer interactions that make you doubt yourself. More time with those who listen deeply and don't need you to perform. Then choose silence. Not forced quiet, but a landing pad for your mind. 5 screen-free minutes after dinner. A short walk without headphones. Tea without who's better than whom. In silence, what matters stays. What's extra falls away. You don't need to become someone else to be at ease. You need to return to less, slower, truer. A room with space holds laughter. A heart with space holds love. When life is lighter, every morning can begin new, clear, calm, and enough. You don't need more advice. You need 1 minute when no one touches you, not even your phone, even after you declutter your stuff. Schedule and worries, there's a deeper layer for real rest. Silence. Not stiff quiet, but chosen space so your nervous system stops guarding, your mind downshifts, and your heart finds its own beat. Treat silence as food for the soul. Come in at opening. Sit tall, eyes soft. Notice 3 sounds far to near, then your breath. 3 rounds of 4 to 2, 6 to exit alarm mode. Body scan from forehead to shoulders, chest, belly, legs. Wherever it's tight, breathe in and out there. When thoughts pull you away, whisper, return, then return to the breath. Plant micro-silences in your day. 10 seconds before replying to a message. 3 breaths before responding to something hard. 1 short walk with no headphones. 5 screen-free minutes after dinner. Silence doesn't slow you down. It makes you accurate. From that still base, you can tell what truly needs doing and what's just an old reflex. Strange things happen. Old problems look smaller. A harsh comment loses its spikes. Ideas appear not because you strain, but because you made space for them to surface. Silence is the empty glass that lets the water clear. Keep a daily pocket of silence like mental hygiene. As it becomes habit, a durable clarity takes root. From that clear ground, every morning can start like a new life. Light, awake, and enough. Silence lets you hear yourself. But once you hear, what next? If quiet is the ground, then refresh every morning is the first step in the right direction. Following those minutes of stillness, lock in a lean, powerful ritual. 3 daily refresh lines, 3 to 5 minutes. Handwritten if you can. What thought will I change today? Pick 1 belief that weighs you down. I'm always late. I'm worse than them. Rewrite it into an empowering frame. I'm learning to arrive 10 minutes early. I improve at my own pace. What habit will I drop today? Don't pile on. Choose 1 noisy habit. Opening apps right after waking, mindless scrolling at 11 p.m., coffee instead of water. Name a clear replacement. Warm water before coffee. 10 breaths before screens. A 5-minute walk after dinner. What will I forgive myself for today? A small mistake, a slip of the tongue, a low-energy day. Close with, I choose to learn the lesson, not lock myself in guilt. Why this works? It bolts quiet to action. Writing puts thoughts on the ground. 1 small change unlocks momentum. Forgiveness clears the path for a new day. These 3 lines also link every layer you've built. Noise reduction, journaling, gratitude, release, acceptance, simplification into a deliberate daily rhythm. Tomorrow morning, when your mind room is calm, write these 3 lines. You'll see. Change the right thought, drop the right habit, forgive the right thing, and the day's trajectory tilts toward lightness and clarity. Writing 3 lines in the morning feels great, but if you lose rhythm by noon, the tide turns. To hold your course, use a day-long cadence that connects directly to your quiet time and daily refresh. Morning, intentional launch, 10-15 minutes at the 3 lines. Change a thought and drop a habit. Forgive yourself. Free gratitudes include body sensations. Rounds of 4-2-6 breathing to exit alarm mode. End with 1 small starter action. Warm water, 60-second shoulder stretch, tidy a desk corner. Midday, 90-second reset when you start to spiral. Hand on heart, 1 round of 4-2-6. Jot 1 event, 1 feeling, 1 step for the next 10 minutes. Kill multitasking, 1 task, 1 stream for 25 minutes. Afternoon, energy boundaries before taking on more. Ask, does this feed me or drain me? If it drains and isn't required, delay, trim, ask for help. Choose 1 task to finish cleanly instead of 5 half-done. Evening, gentle close, 10 minutes. Night reflection. 3-1. 3 things okay, 3 things tangled, 1 thing you'll do differently tomorrow. Send minute release, name the dominant feeling, breathe, 4-2-6, write 1 new frame. Screen-free window lasts 60 minutes before sleep. Weekly, long-range tune-up, 15 minutes. Repeating feelings, repeating triggers. Which boundary needs strengthening? Drop the 20% of tasks causing 80% of stress next week. Schedule 1 silent session. Tea. Walk without headphones. This cadence turns your 3 morning lines into an operating system. Writing grounds ideas. Breath steadies your nerves. Boundaries protect your battery. The night review closes the learning loop. When the rhythm holds, you don't need to push hard. Just be consistent and lightness grows on its own. What you're seeking isn't out there. It's knocking softly right at your chest, waiting for you to open. After everything, clearing thought trash, rewriting your story, quieting with breath, forgiving to lighten, setting boundaries, kind, mornings, cutting digital noise, 3-line notes, gratitude to switch channels, releasing emotions, meeting reality, simplifying and keeping pockets of silence. The picture is clear. Peace is a gentle discipline, not to be perfect, to come home to yourself. Every small move today, a slower breath, a well-timed no, one honest line, is a brick in the path to a lighter, clearer life. There will still be wobbly days, but unlike before, you have a map. Breathe 4 to 2 to 6 when your heart surges. Write 3 lines when your head feels heavy. Name the feeling instead of swallowing it. Set a boundary instead of bracing. Choose gratitude over comparison. These small beats stitch into a background music of peace you can play anytime. Remember, you don't need permission. You already have the keys. Just turn the handle. The door opens. If this path touches your tired spots, leave yourself a sign here, a number 1, as a promise to start living lighter today. Then close your eyes for a moment, hand on heart, and whisper, "I'm home." If your mind is a room too tight to breathe, detox. Your mind is the window key, so fresh air, light, and peace can return. The book reminds us of a strong truth. The outer world mirrors the inner one. When you learn to clear thought trash, reframe your story, set boundaries, practice gratitude, release emotions, accept and simplify, you don't just feel less tired. You become free. Free to think clearly, love softly, act wisely. Its greatest value isn't theory, it's the small rituals you can do today. 4-2-6 breathing, 3-line journaling, a screen-free window, a kind no. Small beats, lighter life. If this review lands for you, drop the next book you want me to cover. I'm listening.